just get this set up here. All right, so I'm going to do a step-by-step process on a sublimation tumbler. I have a few already wrapped, and I have the oven preheating, so we will get this one wrapped and we will bake it and then we will open it. So I printed this. I use a Epson 2720. I use Cosmos ink and I use a sub paper. I printed this image. It is in reverse. I think to you it probably doesn't look like it's in reverse, but it is mirrored. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it. Oh, and these tumblers I got at Single J's. I bought from Single J's, Bear Tumblers, Print Presto, and Stainless Steel Depot. I'm waiting for Maker Flow to have them come back in stock. I'd like to try theirs. I also recently, go get that Walmart one. I found a cup from Walmart that I subbed as it came from when I bought it from the store. And my daughter's gonna go get it. I'll show you how it came out. And then I'm currently working on DIY sublimation tumblers. Excuse me. Sorry. And I'm going to post a video of that when it's done, the process and the results. So let's get started with this. So you need your sublimation tumbler, you need your print, you need masking tape. I started with like the thinner masking tape, but I saw someone use the thick and it saves so much time. And you need heat thermal tape and scissors. So this is the cup that I got at Walmart. It looked just like this when I got it. Don't mind this image. I had a spare image. I just want to try it to see, but it did sub. And I did nothing to this cup but what we're about to do. So it's kind of a game changer. I wish they sold them in white. This is a 14 ounce, so I need to play around with the sizing to get a better template. But knowing that this subs, I think this cup was like $5 and it was at Walmart. So I'm going to go back and go to a couple other Walmarts too and try to find this one. It was, I'm pretty sure it was the Mainstay brand. I'm going to try to find another colors. Maybe like a pure white. Anyways, okay, moving forward. So, when I do my tumbler, let me try to scoop back so y'all can see my workstation better. How's that? Oh, that's way better. Okay. So, this is a real straight. So, I did not have to do a tapered image. I have done some that I have to get tapered images for. They're a little more of a pain, but, you know, they work. So what I try to do, I start by laying it in the middle of my image and just pulling on both sides, not tight. I want to get the top and bottom first. I care more about the top. So I'm going to turn the cup on its side and just kind of tap down. That helps me line that up on the top evenly. Once I have that lined up, hold on, sorry, there's looks to be like, there we go, dog hair on there. Okay, back to what I did. Line it in the middle, pull it up, turn on the side so I can get it lined up straight. Done. All right, so now I'm gonna lay it down. I'm just gonna look at the edges, make sure they're all lined up. And you want that top of that paper to be right at that rim. If it hangs over a little, that's fine. We're gonna trim it after, but also make sure that if it's hanging over up here, that it's not touching down here, if that makes sense. Okay, so now that we got it, you're gonna just kind of, I don't know, I do this, but I always do this first, and then I'm gonna roll it back, and I'm gonna pull, holding here, pull the image here. And you don't want to let go of this back side. Just keep pulling, pulling. And I like to get the middle first. Take a piece of your thermal tape and just put it right in the middle. I do it horizontally to start. I'm gonna now go through with vertical pieces to pull this lip over more. And you'll see as I go through, and I'll try to get close enough so you can see how some of the pieces of tape aren't as tight. I'll go back and reposition those. All right, so I did the middle. make sure when you tape, you're tucking, for me it's the back part, under, because my seam is like really, really lined up. So sometimes it could get over. So just make sure you tuck that back part down. Hold it in. So now I'm going to take the tape and go vertically. Put it on, and I hold it, and I pull. And let's move this, and I will do another one up close for y'all. All right, so I'm making sure that I tuck that down, smooth that out, grab it at the end, put the piece of tape on. Once I have it on, I'm gonna grab it with my thumb, and I'm gonna pull and push it down. That's gonna get us a nice tight seam. So as I'm doing this, I don't think you can probably see it in here, but you could feel it. I can see how that you can't really see the line, and here you can. That's because as I pulled these in tighter, this piece is trying to move. So that's one of the ones we will be repositioning. All right. So back to what I was doing. I'm gonna go through with a couple more vertical ones, just so I have some a little bit more reinforcement. One there. And one up at the top. So now that I have those, I'm going to go through and feel them. So if you can feel a big bump, see how I'm feeling on the seam? If you can feel big overlap, you're going to want to reposition. So we're going to do this middle one first. And this middle one, I'm actually just going to pull up all together and do a vertical one there. Now that I have that paper a little closer. All right, so that one feels good. So that's probably going to be our tightest we can get it. I'm just going to go through and check these other side ones. So pull up the side. So I'm pulling them this way. So I'm going to pull up this side. I don't want to pull up the side that's holding it. I'm just going to pull it up and pull it tight and lay it back down. Same with here. I like to hold the side that I'm not pulling up. Pull it up, pull it tight, and lay it back down. So I've seen a lot of people that just do horizontal, and I really do like to do some verticals in there to begin with. I just feel like it helps you pull it in tighter. All right. So I have this, now if you can see, I have some raised spots. I'm going to go through and just kind of put some tape on little pieces. Don't need a ton. Just to lay those down. Just to fill in those gaps. And then I'm going to, just like, I probably like 4. Oop. And now I'm going to go through with some horizontal pieces. Oh, well, before I do that, I like to do a vertical piece right at the top and right at the bottom. So before I do the horizontal pieces, I will show you. All right, so I have this. Now I'm going to take, I don't know, this big, probably like 6 inches. And I'm going to put it right at the top. And pull super, super tight. Put it down and then run my finger down that seam. Alright. It's okay if it goes over, we'll move it later. So now that I have that, that is my seam. That should be tight. Now you should feel the rest of the cup and you shouldn't feel any bubbling. So, next step is to trim. Sometimes you have to trim, sometimes you don't. If you can see, there's a little bit, if you can't see, a little bit of overhang. I'm just going to trim it down. It just really decreases the, I can't even think of what I'm trying to say. The risk or the chance of having shadowing. All right. So I'm going to start that seam and literally trimming off. You see, like just a itty bitty bit, but it does make a difference. So I'm just gonna go around that cup. Now, when you're trimming it, if you get peaks, I go back at the end and just snip those peaks off. These are all things that I found that can cause that shadowing. So peak is like where you stop cutting it and before you go to the next one, it's like points up a little bit. That's what I call peak. All right, once I feel like it's trimmed pretty well, feel that rim, feels good. Okay, next step. Sorry, my mouth is dry from talking so much. All right. I'm gonna get another piece of thermal tape. There's really no right or wrong. Whatever you think is gonna wrap around the whole cup. Sometimes I make it all the way around, sometimes I don't. I'm gonna put it like halfway on the cup and halfway sticking up in the air. And I push it down so it stays. And then I'm just gonna pull tight with this hand and just go around in a circle. Just like that. And then before you push the excess down, I like to go around with my thumb and run it on the line I just put. Make sure it's tight. All right, so now we can tuck all this in. And next thing we're gonna do is inspect the rim for any folds or bends. And what I'm looking for, let me see if I can find one. Okay, let's see if you can see this. Can you see right here? It's not the same color. It's like a little lighter spot. That to me is a bubble. I don't know if you can see or not. Let's see if I can put this light on it. See, bright. Oh, I'm trying. I hope you can see that. Okay, that's a bubble to me. I'm just gonna go with my nail and just scrape that with my nail. And I'll just go around the whole thing, doing the same thing, looking for any lighter spots or any lines or creases and just scrape them with my nail. And it's magic. They come out. All right, done with that rim. Next is the bottom rim. So if you, when we did that long strip down this side, if you ended up tucking it on either side, you're gonna wanna pull it up before you trim. So you see how I laid it down there a little? I'm gonna pull it up. That's fine, we'll cut it. And now we're just gonna trim. Checking my oven temp. All right, that's perfect, good. We're moments away from putting it in the oven. So I will tell you again when we get to the oven, but I'll tell you now, I do mine at about 350, 375 for 2.5 minutes, flip 2.5 more minutes. So whichever side when you're trimming that you have the most that you have to trim off, that's where you're gonna get those peaks that I tell you about. So if you see right now, it looks like I'm cutting like nothing. I'm just going around and grabbing all those little peaks that I cut. Just because those could, like the littlest part of ink could make like a weird line on the cup. All right, happy with that? That's what my bottom looks like. All right, so same thing we did on the top. I'm gonna pull some tape out. Half on the cup, half in the air. Push it down real tight. I always start at the seam, by the way. And then hold and pull and spin. If you have to release the pull to spin more, make sure when you go back to start spinning, you pull that tight again. Go around, and there we go. Now we're gonna check it. So I see a lot more of those spots on this one. Again, I hope you can see that, but just trust me, you'll know. It'll either look like the color of the tape, or you'll be able to see like little bubble spots. So I'm gonna go with my nail around that and smooth all that out. All right, flatten down that excess. And so here's something that I haven't seen a lot of people do, but I did it, and then I was like, oh, no one does this. I'm not gonna do it anymore. And then I didn't do it, and I hated how my cup came out. So I do this next step. I will take tape, and I will always go right on the seam. Lay it on the seam, pull it tight, and put it down. I will do about 4 to 6 around the cup. Anyway, that's a way too big of a piece of tape. Don't get that big. But I wasn't paying attention. Lay it on the cup, pull it tight. Sorry, I have like a frog in my throat. Lay it on the cup and pull it tight. Lay it on the cup. So once I get my 4 on there, make kind of like a cross. Obviously, my tape pulling abilities are not even right now. But anyways, I will go back around. And what I'm looking for this time is anywhere I feel like it could lift, anywhere I see it raised at all, or any seams. So this one really would only need 4, but I'm just going to put a couple more on there for safe measures. This is going to help that bottom stay really tight on that the cup, so you get a nice clean line at the bottom. So I light. I'm going to do 8. Just fill in the star. Some cups I can see if the one that I went to taking around, if it didn't, it's lower in some spots. You can see it kind of puckering up, and I'll put them there. Or if I didn't pull a big enough piece to go around the whole cup, I will put it on the seams. All right, one more here, and then we'll go to the other side, and then it's masking tape time. All right, so now same thing on the other side. Obviously, start always on the seam. Guess I can move back so I can see a little better. Put it on the seam, hold, pull, push. Done. Across from the seam. There we go. Sorry, my cat is apparently wanting to make a debut. You don't get that cool star effect on this because you want the bottom, but I just kind of go across from the one I just did. So I got my 4 on there. I'm going to go and double check my line. All right. Again, this is probably good, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So the editing program I use is Photoshop. I was always against Photoshop because it looked complicated, and I was like, I'm just gonna suck it up and learn how to use Photoshop, and I love it. I'm so happy I did that. I did adjust my color settings for my printer, and I use Adobe RGB color settings for my printer. That made a big difference. And I started turning off high speed. All right, so last step, masking tape. I did start off using shrink wrap, and while it's way faster, I didn't like the results. Okay, when you are masking taping, applying masking tape, you want to look at your seam and go with the direction in which you pulled. So if you tucked, in this case, I tucked this side under, and this one's the overlap. So when I put it on, I'm gonna go this way. So you put it on. You just, this first piece, you're gonna leave some sticking up. And then I go here, grab this, and pull it tight. So there's our first piece. And we just push all this down. And now we're going to continue that on. That's actually cool. I've never timed myself on making one of these, so at least now in the live I know. It's about 20 minutes. So as I do this next layer, you see there's a gap there. That's okay. We will go back in the end and fill all these gaps in. So you want to try to not have ripples or creases in your tape. If you get them, it doesn't affect it. It just, I feel like it doesn't make it as tight. As I keep going, and I know that I've gotten the cup pretty tight, I'm less worried about the ripples. But the first few pieces you do want to make sure. Sorry, I just realized that I couldn't see what I was doing. It's almost time to bake the cup. I hope you're excited. I know this is like a long live, but I promise you, you just had to bear with me for about 10 to 15 more minutes. I prefer not to burn my hand and let it cool when it comes out. So, there's the cook time and the cool time. Oh, and if you see, to make it easier for me, I do put my hand in the cup. Just helps, it makes it, I feel like, easier to rotate it. All right, so we got all the way up. Yes, I know we have spots. We're gonna go back. I'm just gonna fold this in down. All right. Let's go fix these spots we had. Find the spot, find the seam. Still, even with spot fixing, go to the seam. You don't want to not start at the seam because you risk pulling the paper. I mean, really not at this point, but still, it's just a habit you want to get into. You don't want to pull that paper apart. Okay. One more spot. Find our seam. There it is. Pulling tight. All right, so now you got your masking tape on. I just like to go around it like this. Make sure we get all the air out and it's all nice and tight on there. And on the bottom. And on the inside. And on this rim. And I always will go back around the edge with my nail on both of them. All right, last step is find the seam. Mine's right here. I'm gonna get a piece of the heat tape, tuck it inside. This just tells me the seam is, and it's a good place to start, and it helps keep all the tape in. Pull it super tight, tuck it under, and rub it. Make sure it's all on there good. All right. So this is what you should have. And now it's time to put it in the oven. So bear with me. I'm going to take you on a little trip because my oven's on the other side of the room. I'm going to turn the camera around and take you with me. So here's my oven. I'm sorry. I hope you're not none of you have motion sickness. I'm trying to be as steady as possible. So I have the Ooster extra large. I have my 70 pup in there. Close it. All right, I have to start a timer. Carly, come here, hurry! Can't use my phone. Bring your phone. Bring your phone. Hurry! Start a 2-minute timer right now. 2 minute, hurry. It would have been 2.5 minutes. But I feel like me getting her in here was about 30 seconds, so we're going to go with the 2-minute timer. And then give it to me. I'll give it back to you in a couple minutes. Okay, she's gonna stay. This is our timer, girl. All right. Let me see. Did you have it? All right. Where's my glove? Here's my glove. When flipping it, you're gonna want a heat glove.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do all this with one hand, so I'm sorry.
I'm gonna hold it.
Yeah. You can be, yeah, here. Thank you. All right. So, I guess there's no live commenting. I'm sorry. So, a couple other things I've learned with this is if you go to Bear Tumblers and get the glitter tumblers, I emailed with them. You probably want to turn your heat down a little bit more. I bought 5 of those and I ruined 3. And one I did good and one I'm keeping very sacred because I don't want to use it yet because I'm scared to ruin it again. But you want to turn your temp down on that. What's our time at? We got 46 seconds left, and then we gotta flip it for another 2.5 minutes. The next time you're gonna set is gonna be 2.5 minutes. And then you can leave.
No.
Well, you can stay.
Want to use the extra phone?
No, I'm just gonna do this one. I'll use the extra phone later. I didn't think about that. I didn't know if I minimize the video, if I would lose it. And these people have been so kind to be on here for 27 minutes watching us make this cup. What's our time?
2 people.
We had 4. 12 seconds.
Why are you staring at me?
I'm looking at the timer.
Oh.
All right. Is it going to go off? All right. So now.
Repeat or stop?
Stop. Because I want you to make it 2.5 minutes. So I'm just going to open it. I'm going to take this. And I'm going to flip it to the seams on the bottom. See? Because I did that line. I can see that.
Okay, so.
Close it. 2.5 minutes.
1 minute and what?
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
2 minutes. 30 seconds.
All right. So we got the timer going.
Just feed me Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah, here's another thing I've been making is cases. I made this case for my daughter. I made a bunch of other cases. I like the Plus cases and the newer iPhone cases a lot better because you have more space. I did an iPhone 8 today, and I really had to get creative with getting the image to fit on there and not look distorted. Oh, where's our timer? Oh, 1 minute and 58 seconds. And I'll just let it cool for a couple minutes so I don't...
Text messages.
You're 9. There's no text messages you're getting that nobody could see.
My friends are just going to be like, why do you play some Roblox?
Oh, yeah, want to play some Roblox.
Roblox.
How much time do we have left? 1 minute and 37 seconds. I know this is so fun watching a cup cook in an oven. Here, grab the shirt. While we wait, I'll show you. I did a bleach shirt today. Oh no, the light. Lay it out for us. Here's the bleach shirt I did today. This is my first bleach shirt. I learned a few things. I think my temp was too high on my image, but the color did come out. I also wanted next time maybe not do such a big circle around the image. But all in all, I like it.
56 seconds.
56 seconds. All in all, I do like how it came out. I thought it was heather gray, but once they're bleaching it, I realized it was like a heather blue. But it was fun. I like it. I'm going to do some more.
I was going to draw for this for a cup, but then it kind of didn't work.
All right, let's go back to our cup. Let's see.
We got 40 seconds.
40 seconds. Okay, here, hold that on there. Hold that on there. Sorry, guys. No, not on there. There.
I know, but still. I was just showing them that we had 28 seconds. 29 minutes. They've been on here for like almost 30 minutes.
Yep.
These 2 people, these 2 lonely people. They're not lonely, they're with us.
They're what?
They're not lonely, they're with us.
They're not learning.
They're not lonely.
Oh, I thought you said learning. I was like, that's the whole point of the video. They are not lonely.
They're with us.
Yes, and we're not lonely either. I wish YouTube had commenting. Oh, timer! Okay. So now, we're going to
The heat smells disgusting.
Pull it out.
You gotta do the buzz.
No, bring it here. All right, so I'll put y'all back on the stand so you're not gonna, so you don't get what's it called, motion sickness. But I just want to show you, if you can see your image through the tape, especially just like the one layer, see right there, you know it's good.
Mom, I know how to turn on commenting.
I don't think there is commenting.
I know how to. Or is there content?
All right.
Kids?
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
Oh, I made it for kids because I like kids. So that's why there's no commenting?
Yeah, because the content is made for kids.
Ugh.
And you don't have commenting on your video, so you don't have commenting on your live. It thinks...
They can comment afterwards.
No.
Oh.
If your comments are turned off.
All right, well, I'll look at that. All right, so now our cup is here. We're waiting for it to cool. Man, see, that would help fill the time if I could. No, I'm going to do some other ones later. If I could be answering comments. But if you comment on the video or message me at all. Yeah. Or message me at all, I will respond. Sorry, I didn't know if I made it okay for kids, it would turn comments off. So, I'm just waiting on this to cool so I don't die. Because I mean, it is pretty hot. Getting my light back up because there we go. It's still a little hot. Let me think. What else? So I did math today, and I tried new paper. And I don't know if it's my pressure or my temp. I followed the temps. Oh, she wanted to show you her Among Us cup we made. All right. But I am going to have to work on figuring out if it was the paper, if it was the temp, or the pressure, because I burnt the mask I did, and the puzzle. But the phone cases came out right, so I think it might be my pressure and the paper, because I used, get that blue box right there? I used printer jacks, and I've seen other people use this, so before I say it's the paper, because I've only done one thing with it, I'm going to attempt to change my pressure.
And I'm going to attempt to put these earrings
and do a little more research. Oh, we did earrings, yes. Hold on.
To model them.
We did some earrings. All right, I can touch this now. Yeah. I'm going to hold it with my glove hand. I had another one, but my kids think they're oven mitts. And my oldest daughter likes to mix stuff in the microwave and use them to take it out of the microwave, so. All right, so the first time I unwrapped a cup, I did it very, very delicately. And my sister-in-law was watching, and she was like, oh my God, you're taking forever. Because I didn't know, was it wet? Was I going to mess it up? But now I just kind of like,
just in the oven?
I have no idea. Now I just go to town on them.
Mommy.
So.
Mom, I have like these little charm things. Could you make earrings out of them? They have little holes.
Maybe. All right, so now we're just ripping all the tape off. Oh, and I do like taking the masking tape off a lot more. Oh, see that seam that we put? See how it's kind of like a perforated, like Amazon package or something? But I do like taking the masking tape off a lot more than the shrink wrap. Because the shrink wrap that I got was coming off in like strings. Once you get a good spot on the masking tape, you can just pull it all off in a sheet. I'm going to pull the inside out. And unwrap that.
I'll wrap back.
And then I like to pull this rim off. And now you can just take the paper and pull.
Ooh. Tammy? Who's Tammy?
And there it is. Take my glove off. I'll move this so you can see. Move your phone, please. And here's the finished product. So see, our top has nice connection. There's no spots up there, as well as our bottom. So we do have a seam. You're always going to have a seam unless you're subbing the exact same color. But we just try to make the seam kind of camouflage with the pattern. I mean, down here, can't really see it as much. But, I mean, you're wrapping one image, one piece of material around a cup. So there's going to be a seam. As long as you can get it straight and it doesn't go like this. And it somewhat kind of, I mean, this is a cow pattern. So, I mean, no one's going to say cows don't have spots like that. But, yeah. So there we go. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. And I hope this helped. Have a good night. Bye.